Hi, my name is Francisco Ruiz from the Retro Rewind podcast, and here I'm going to be essentially showing how I'm going to be editing an intro for an upcoming episode that we're going to do on Top Gun. If you've never heard of our podcast before, essentially what we do is we take a look at movies and video games from 15 or more years ago, and we essentially talk about what we liked about them. We rewatch them. We talk about what we like, what we don't like, and give a final rating of classic, nostalgic, or tragic. And then we share that as a podcast called the Retro Rewind Podcast. And our next episode was going to be the movie Toy Story. And though we will be recording that next, given when we record it, it's like 1 or 2 days before it would normally release. I don't anticipate that I'll have time to actually edit it that quickly and do all the art and post it and all that. So I'm going to start right now editing a backup episode we have for the movie Top Gun. Now, when we originally recorded this, I knew it was going to be a backup episode, but we did sort of the normal format. But given how things have transpired with the upcoming episode and how this was sort of out of the blue to use this, I sort of thought up this new script for what we could do, because our sort of premise for the show is doing we're time travelers on our own ship, going back and seeing these movies and what we call the movie video game time continuum. It's kind of silly, but that's sort of our shtick. And so given that and what happens at the end of Top Gun, and by the way, if you're watching this, there are maybe spoilers for Top Gun if you've never seen it. Personally, I won't tell you what we end up rating it on the show, but personally, I would recommend you go see it. If you haven't. But if you have seen it before or don't care about spoilers, feel free to watch. I don't know how many there will be, but just be aware there may be some. Alrighty. So I'm going to close out a couple things here and I'll get started doing this. Close that and close that. Also, I am going to be having the chat window open, so feel free to just stop by to come and say hi or anything like that. And I'm just adjusting some windows here, pardon me. There we go. Yeah, so feel free to say hi if you're in the chat, and I will say, hey, how's it going? And if you have questions about what I'm doing, I'll try to be talking through what I'm doing as I go. But feel free to ask any questions you have about this or the podcast or what program I'm using or anything like that. All right. So now I will start the actual telling you what I'm doing. Okay. So I plan on using a clip from the movie Top Gun, like I said, as sort of a base for what's going to happen. So I'll play that clip by itself right now, so you sort of get a sense for what I'm going for originally. So let me find it. Okay, and I extended because I paused it. Let me add a marker so I know where to close this again. Marker. I know what it's for, so I'm not going to rename it. Oh, is that all it was? Oh, that's weird. I thought there was more to it than that. Maybe that is all it was. Okay, so here's sort of the clip that I'm going for. Oh, by the way, there is some sailor talk, so to speak, given this is a Navy movie. So if you're sensitive to the S word, I think it's just the S word in this, maybe the D word also. Don't listen for a little bit, but it's pretty quick.
We're coming apart! I can't control it! 092 20, we're going down! What's been hit? Shit! What's been hit? Voodoo one, what's been hit? What's been hit? We've lost Hollywood. Repeat, we've lost Hollywood. We've lost Hollywood, man.
Launch Maverick on alert 5.
Get a bearing on Hollywood and Wolfman, and launch the rescue helicopter immediately.
All right, so that's the end of the clip. I don't imagine the intro is going to, this sort of new intro is going to go on much longer than that. But what I have so far is, let me undo that. Let me move this back to there because I don't need it that far. Let's see. Yeah, I got that started just right. Right now, so this was the track we were just listening to, and this is the score, the music underneath after he says, "Launch Maverick on alert 5." The dun 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 dun. I have this isolated score I was able to find all by itself, so I'll be able to add my own dialogue and sound effects over that. So here's what I have. So essentially, we are going to be doing Toy Story next, which is this track right here. So I have essentially that as the main intro. Oh, I was going to record. Well, I guess I could do that now. I'm going to record essentially me saying, "Somebody's boy's in the water hole" on this episode of the Retro Rewind podcast. And then after that, I would start the normal intro, which I'll play for you here so you can hear that. And then, so it dips down in sound because essentially I'm trying to go for the effect of you're in our podcast ship, listening just as normal, and then all of a sudden you're in a different ship that's sort of far away or tracking our ship, and then you get sort of this effect. So in your own ship, then you're in this other ship tracking us, locking onto us with your missiles. Oh, crap. So right there, I'm going to have Paul hopefully say, "Brake left," or maybe "brake flux," or something like that. And then I'm going to get an explosion sound here. Hopefully I'll be able to do that tonight. But right now, my goals for this stream are to record the dialogue I'm going to be speaking, and put filters on that, and also find that missile effect. So that way I could have all of this dialogue that is Hollywood and Wolfman in the movie is going to be replaced by me and Paul. Paul's my co-host if you've never listened to our show. So we're going to replace that with our own dialogue. That missile thing, though, I want to replace. And then I'm going to have some other people from my brother who's on this podcast, Katek. I'm going to have him record some extra dialogue to go along with this intro. And also some friends of ours from the Feel and Film podcast. I'm hoping that they'll record some dialogue also to have the parts for Iceman and Slider. So one moment while I get some water. All right. So let's do, first off, me recording "Somebody Boys in the Water Hole." So what I'm going to use for that is, where are you? Is QuickTime. I'm on a Mac if that wasn't apparent. And while that's loading, I'm going to see if anyone saw the post on Facebook. Okay. Paul did. That's always good. Let's see. I guess on the original poll I could post the link. Yeah, I'll do that real quick. Podcast sound design. It is. and chat now. Oh, now you give me the right thing. Oh, well. Silly Facebook and it using old metadata to give you the previews, but whatever. I don't battle with that all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, okay, QuickTime is open. I don't think you'll be able to see it on your screen, but I do have it open, believe me. And I want a new audio thingamabob. Come on. Where are you? There you are. Okay, and it's getting my sound. So here you go. I'll record real quick. After I put on some chapstick. Somebody poisoned the water hole on this episode of the Retro Rewind podcast. Okay. Somebody poisoned the water. Let me hear that back. Somebody poisoned the water hole on this episode of the Retro Rewind podcast. Okay. I don't know what. That's so weird. Recently, I've been having issues with QuickTime and it's only recording mono, and I'm not really sure why. It's the oddest thing. Even for video, it will only record mono, and I don't know. Actually, it's not recording mono. It's recording stereo and everything in the left ear, so it's like panned all the way one way, and I'm not. You got me why it's doing that. If you know, let me know. I would love to know. Okay. So let me export that. File, export, audio only. And what I'm doing now is I'm just going to export as FXR false intro. And I'm going to put that in my Top Gun source file. Podcast. Where is Top Gun? Too many episodes. There it is. Source. All right. Save. Now I'm going to open up just a Finder window so I can pull that in. And I think, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn on ripple editing so that essentially if I insert something, it will move all these tracks to accommodate for it, as opposed to this, nothing gets moved. I would essentially, if I drag something onto this track, I'd overlap it, or if I just put it on its own track, nothing would happen. It just would sit there, but none of the other tracks would be affected. If I have this one selected, sort of one press in, you see the minor difference. So here's the 3 settings. All those bars are green. No bars are green. This one bar is green and this is highlighted, and then all the bars are green. If it's just one, then if I were to pop it on this track, it would affect and move things on this one single track, but not affect any of the others. But for this case, because this is the intro, I essentially want to move everything to the right, because I'm going to put it on its own track right about here, I think. And since I've already done this other audio editing, I don't want those to lose those positions or have to drag them individually. So that's why I'm doing this ripple edit. All right, so I'm going to bring that over here. And so, yeah, I moved everything. Now I'm going to downmix this to mono. Also, if you're watching and you're having trouble hearing either me or the sounds, by all means, let me know. I think I'm good there, but yeah, let me know if that's not the case. Let's see, downmix to mono. Okay. So now we'll hear that. Okay, I have a little click there, so let's take that out. Split, delete, back again. Somebody poisoned the water hole on this episode of the Retro Rewind podcast. Okay, so all of a sudden it's like, whoa, this is very different if you're a regular listener. And if you've ever heard Top Gun, watched Top Gun, that's probably very apparent.
I can't control it. 090 for 20. We're going down. What's been hit? What's been hit? Shit. What's been hit?
All right, so now what I'm going to do is record my part that I'm going to do as the air traffic controller in the carrier. So let me try to find that. I think, yeah, it's somewhere over here after alert 5. So I'm going to mute this because that's just extra music. I don't need to hear it.
Launch Maverick on alert 5. Get a bearing on Hollywood and Wolfman, and launch the rescue helicopter immediately.
Okay, so let me find where that starts so I know where to plop in my recording when I start talking. And I'm not exactly sure what that first word he says, but I'm rewriting the dialogue anyway, so it doesn't super matter. Okay, I think I'll do right there. Now I'm going to go and record myself. I have some new dialogue I made, so I'm going to pull that up here. Where are you? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so right now I think he says something to the effect of get an aerial on Hollywood and Wolfman and launch the rescue helicopter immediately. I'm going to be changing that to get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately. See what I'm doing there? I'm cheeky. Okay, so I'm going to be filtering it, trying to make it sound like it's coming over this degraded radio, but I'm going to try to match that guy's voice a little bit. So now here's where you're going to watch me practicing trying to do an impression. Very fun, I'm sure. Let's see. Get an aerial of Hollywood and Wolfman. That's a little nerdy. Get an aerial of Hollywood and Wolfman. Yeah, kind of like I'm straining. Get an aerial of Hollywood and Wolfman and launch the rescue helicopter immediately. Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul. And make sure to invest in Capital One right now. Give me my stockbroker. Give me a lock on Francisco and Paul. Give me a lock. Give me a lock. Give me a lock on Francisco and Paul. Oh yeah, I kind of like that. I'm not sure what that is, but give me a lock on Francisco and Paul. 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 Yeah, I think I'll go with that. So let me quick time again, which I'm sorry you can't see. I don't think that's such a big deal since you're hearing this anyway. And you get to see my face do this weird voice. Give me a time lock on Francisco and Paul. Okay, record. Give me a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately. Now with a little more urgency. Give me a lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5... Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately. One more time, I think. Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately. I lost the voice there. That was more me. Get a time lock. Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately. I think that last one was good. So I will export that. Export audio only. FXR. Air traffic. Air traffic. Save. Okay, so this is going to go into down here. I have essentially all the Top Gun related tracks. Like I have the original dialogue here. I have the music here. My Toy Story intro. Oh, I guess I should put... well, I have a filter that goes on all the host voice. That's why this is up here. But I guess I could actually just have that down here. Let's zoom out a little bit so I can see this stuff better. Okay. I think I'm just trying to decide if I want to, you know what? I want it to be super organized because I'm going to have the actual intro up here. So I'm going to just put this one down here. I think that'll be fine. It's not a big deal. So it's grouped. It's just with the Toy Story intro, but that's fine. I think it'll still sound fine. Let me check that. Somebody poisoned the water hole. on this episode of the Retro Rewind podcast. Yeah, okay, so that's totally fine. Oh, and darn it, I should have added a marker. Totally lost my spot over here. Francisco. Oh well. Live and learn and make mistakes. That's fine. Okay. I need the finder window so I know where to pull it up from. The little blurb I just said. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. Okay, got that. Now I need to find this again. So it's about right there. I'm trying to find where I don't really hear him at all. Okay. So it's just about right there, I think. Okay. So now I'm going to add a new track. Insert new track. And then this is going to be, well, it'll just name it when I pull it in. Sorry, air traffic right here. However, you're going to hear an ambulance go by now. Oh, a fire truck. Ooh. And there it goes. Okay. Back to business. I'm glad that didn't happen while I was recording. Okay. So that's where that's going to be. However, I have a lot of that extra me talking that I don't think really worked. I think that last take I like the best. So I'll just find that here.
Get a time lock. Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
Okay. That's pretty good, except I'm clipping all over the place. My goodness.
Get a time lock. Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
So that's not too bad. I'll just bring down the volume a little bit. Okay, and I actually started there. So what I'm going to do is this. And, oh, darn it. I didn't mean to move all that stuff. Oopsie doopsies. Okay, so see, I should have clicked this one to be like that. But I messed up. So now I'm going to just undo. Plenty of undos here. I have to find this guy again, though. Or do I? Let's see. I think I do. I don't think I can undo the playhead. Nope, I don't. Okay, that's fine. Just find it again and make sure this is off. I can actually redo, and so I have this track. That's good. Let's see. It's over here.
Gun alert 5.
Okay. So it's somewhere around here again. I think. Yeah, it's like right here. Okay. So I'm just going to add a marker there so I don't lose it again if I mess up. Marker. And this one I will name air traffic controller. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to bring mine in. I have non-ripple edit off, or ripple editing off, I should say. And let's bring this in one more time. Air traffic. Plop it right there. Okay, good. Zoom out a little bit. Move. And get this last little bit here. I think that's where it starts.
And launch the Alert 5
Whoa. Solo this track, please.
and launch the Alert.
Okay, that's not where it starts. Right here, I think.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
Okay. So I'll split the track there. I'll delete all this, and it'll launch all this stuff back that way. So that should start right here, I think. No, I'm not so sure. Let's see. Actually, I don't think it'll do that, but let's see. Maybe it will. Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe if I do it this way. Yeah, let me This is a custom action I made, which is pretty cool that in Reaper you can make custom actions. I love that so much about this software. So I think by using this one, if I select this range, it should do what I'm hoping it does. Well, bummer. Okay, then I'll just do it for single track. That's what I need to do. Silly me. No, yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, so I'm going to down mix this to mono. And now I get to have some fun with filters. First, actually, I want to sync up that I've put them both at the roughly the right place. Original dialogue, so solo both of these. Okay, what does this sound like?
On alert 5.
Get a time.
Okay, so I need to match that up a lot better. So this is going to go pretty much right on it.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
Okay, so I could extend. I'm going to make this actually a little slower because I went really fast to try to convey the immediacy. I'm sure this guy who does this works under pressure all the time, so he doesn't need to be like, ah. All right, so here's what I'll do. I will go to my item properties for this track. Yeah, my track, that's what I want. And I will, actually, I'm really curious if you can see these pop-up windows. So I'm going to go check that real quick. Oh, you can't? Well, that's a bummer. And I'm back. Okay, so hopefully now you can see everything. Yeah, hopefully now you can see everything. All right, so I'm going to pitch myself down to 0.9 and apply that. Let's see, did it move me out? It did. Okay, good. So let's hear how that sounds now.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
Nice, that's much better. Okay, so now I'm going to turn off the original so I don't hear that. Now I'm just going to, we could hear you while you're, yeah, hi Paul, by the way. That's fine. I didn't want it to just be totally silent. I figured you could hear me. That's why I wasn't like cursing at the computer or anything, because that's totally me. I always just run my mouth like that. Let's see. I lost my place. Where was I? All right. Is that where I was? Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on on filtering this to make this.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
To sound like this.
Get a bearing on Hollywood and Wolfman and launch the rescue helicopter immediately.
So it has that quality that's very like over, I'm not sure what that's called, like not ham radio, I think, but CB radio. I don't have the right descriptors, but here's what I do to fiddle with that. So I'm going to launch the effects, and I'm going to look for just different effects that could influence that. So I'm going to add, wait, okay. So first, let's see. Delay could do it. Pitch wouldn't do it. Surround. Maybe vocode. I think that vocode is one that would have something. So let's see what presets there are. No presets. Well, that's not helpful. Okay, let's not have vocode. Remove. Add. Let's look at apples, because I know I'm more familiar just because I used Bandcamp for so long with apples. Paul says, by the way, the live chat feature isn't where when I click Facebook, I have to open up the link from the YouTube app. Oh, well, yeah. Okay. I mean, I thought you were in the YouTube app originally when you were having trouble with it. That kind of makes sense, though. Yeah, if it launches like YouTube in a browser window or something like that, or yeah, the browser window from like the Facebook app, that makes sense. That I wouldn't have the live chat. But I'm glad you found it. As I hand gestured toward the live chat. Thank you for persevering, Paul. Okay, back to this here. Distortion. That's what I want. What I was saying before was I used GarageBand for a long time, and so that's why I feel a bit more familiar with sort of what's there. Okay, so I'm going to look for presets. Decimated. I think I want decimated, something like that. Let's hear what that sounds like. Not that decimated. Alien shatter. Oh, radio tower. Oh, that'd probably be just right on.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul.
Nope, that's not it at all. Cosmic interference, maybe?
Get a time lock on Francisco.
I'm not an alien. Everything is broken.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Lord 5 DeLorean immediately.
That's a little closer. Paul, since you're listening, let me know. Can you hear like all the sound I'm working with? Okay, is it coming off too loud, too quiet? Anything like that would be helpful. Let's try different decimateds, maybe. No. Cell phone concert, maybe?
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul.
No, not quite. Broken speaker.
Get a time lock on Francisco.
No, lo-fi?
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul.
Not really that either. I don't think this would do
Get a time
anything.
lock on Francisco and Paul.
No, because I'm not drums, so I don't know why that would do anything. Golden Pie? I have
Get a
that.
time lock on Francisco.
Nope. No, none of the other ones of these really look right. So let's try a different effect. Remove, add. Let's see what other ones do they have. The delay. Maybe just filter. I don't know what filter is. Let's see. No, that's not going to help. Band pass. I don't think band pass. Speech synthesis? Maybe? Well, if you don't give me any presets, I don't know what to do. Sample delay, pitch, peak limiter, new pitch, new center, new receive. Well, let's look at delay. Maybe there's something in delay. No, nothing in delay. Fail. Let's see what's in here. Pitch, stream, surround, tune. Now I'm just looking at other places where I might be able to find something. So Reaper comes with all these different filters, and I've only gone through like a handful. So this is part of me just playing. I have a good chunk of time for doing this. So that's. Oh, hey Peter. I have a good chunk of time for getting this intro, which is helpful. It gives me time to play like this, which is fun. No, I've been doing this for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes, something like that. Peter asked if I just started. Hi, Kia. What kind of dog is Kia, Peter? I forget. I think you've told me before, but not that you have to share it if you don't want that public knowledge or anything. But I feel like I tried vocode, but it didn't have anything. Let's look here. Yeah, I need presets to really work off of. I'm not that much of a engineer yet. Let's see, rewire maybe? No. JS? No. Oh, that's weird that you just got the notification about Facebook. Or maybe it very well could have been YouTube if that's how you get your notifications. Mixed poodle and chihuahua. Ah, that's cute. Let's see. I'm glad she's a good girl. Let's see. Whoa, that's above my pay grade right there. I mean, it's not. I know it's a piano, obviously, or a keyboard, but I took piano lessons when I was in middle school. Yeah, I believe middle school, but very little of it stuck. I played the tenor saxophone though all through middle school and high school and 1 year of college. because I'm sure you're just clamoring to know all that. Vibrate voice. Let's try it. Let's see what's in voice. My soothing voice makes her go to sleep. Well, as I adjust it to make just so Peter, so you know what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to make essentially. So this is the dialogue for Top Gun. Let's see if I can solo it. This is the part I'm trying to do.
Get a bearing on Hollywood Wolfman and launch the rescue helicopter immediately.
So that sort of air traffic control over the radio quality, I'm trying to put to my voice, which right now just sounds like this. If I could solo it, what's going on? Hello? Why? Oh, maybe because the filters, I did something to, oh yeah, remove that.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
So I'm trying to give that more of a quality of that radio tower. Okay. Not pitch, stream, regate, refer, all this stuff. And I was saying before, all these are filters I've never really used. So I'm just sort of playing around, seeing what's there, if they have presets or what have you. Okay. Oh, looks promising. Lots of presets. Aggressive vocal, distorted electric guitar. Let's see what that sounds like.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul. Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the...
Apparently that does nothing to my voice. Not helpful. Yeah, I don't think any of that will really help me. That's for instruments and music, I think, but not for me. Peter says, oh, by the way, Francisco, I keep forgetting to add you on Patreon, but I'll do that tomorrow. Aw, wow, that's so kind of you. Thank you, Peter. Wow. Aw, it made my day. Let's see. Control A. Time does fly. That is for sure. Every time I say fur instead of for, I hear my wife in my head saying, fur, fur. I love you, Christy, if you ever listen to this. I might be laggy. Oh, like, do you mean the stream is laggy? Or you're just talking about time in general, like time is laggy for you? I tried that one already. The high pass and low pass filters, I know what those are, and that's not going to help me. Multiband compressor, I don't think will help me. Net pitch, net send, I don't think those will help me. Pitch, I'll try pitch, but I don't think that's really going to do anything. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. Oh, no worries, Peter. We will be here when you get back. Maybe I will have found a filter that works well. Paul, I'm curious if you're still here. For sure. Nice, Paul. If you're still here, is the stream lagging for you at all? Descent? Let's see what that is. I don't know. I feel like I looked at that already. JS. Anything here? Compressor, simulator, amplitude. So many things. Oh my goodness. Reduction did there with noise shaping. Manage booster, time slider. Chorus delay. DC filter. I don't know. Okay. I'll take that as I'm doing great. Downward expander, distortion. No distortion. Okay, this might do something. No presets. That's not ship intercom. Ooh, oh, come on. Let this just work out of the box, or at least sound close enough that I'll fiddle with the controls. Come on, here we go. Let's roll some dice here, guys. Okay, well I have one die here. Come on, puppet needs a new pair of shoes. 6. That's gotta be good. Let's play this and see what it is.
Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
That's actually pretty close. I can work with that, I think. Let's go back so you can hear it better.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so let's. I don't really know what these are going to do, but let's fit it with them. Dry. Let's decrease the dryness. Let's see. Let's just go all the way up. See what that does.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul.
Okay, so that makes it even less filtered.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
That's actually pretty close to what I want. What does that do though?
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul.
What if I go all the way down with wetness?
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul.
Okay, that's not what I want. Wetness is the essence of beauty. Oh, convo's happening. What am I missing here? Powers and pandas. Yep. I can't tell because you're busy doing other things. Okay. I switched to my PC line connection. Cool. I agree. To tell you the truth, Francisco, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm here to support you. I missed Key Story already. I actually explained everything at the very beginning, but I don't want to make you have to just go back and listen to a stream you may not ever want to watch. So I will re-explain what I'm doing once I get this shaped, this wave shaped. I'll re-explain it. So one moment. Hopefully more, only one moment. I think I'm pretty happy with this already, which is awesome. So let me just re-listen.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
Whoa.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
What does that do?
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately. Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately. Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
Okay, I don't want the hard limit to be so low. Let's go.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
So right now I'm essentially adjusting how loud it's going to be.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
Though in the actual movie it's actually a lot more diminished. So let's do that.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
Okay, I'm going to bring it down to 27, and I think I'll be happy with that. Awesome. I'm so glad I found that. All right. Okay, so here is what I'm doing. From the beginning. In the beginning. Okay. I'm trying to take... I'll actually just play the scene now that people can pretty much see what's in this window here. But can I see what's in the window? My goodness, Francisco. Get it together. Get it together. Okay. Back up a little bit. We were going to be recording our Toy Story episode, which is what listeners voted on. We're going to record that a couple days ago. Our host had to cancel because lots of stuff, just life stuff getting in the way. So we rescheduled it for April 10th. The Toy Story episode is supposed to come out on April 12th. So that usually I have a week and a half to edit and do all the artwork and post and all that. So I'm not super confident I'll be able to compress all that, edit the show and all that in the span of essentially 1.5 days. So a while ago, last year, in fact, me, Paul, and my brother Katek, who you've heard on the show, recorded a Top Gun episode just as a backup in case we ever needed it, like we were all sick or me or Paul just couldn't find a good schedule, but we could still release a regular episode. So we are doing this and thinking through Top Gun. And Peter, this is kind of spoilers. So hopefully you've seen Top Gun before. Otherwise, this will spoil it a little bit. But toward the end of the movie, there's this whole sequence with Maverick needs to go and help another plane because one was shot down, and he's called the Alert 5 aircraft, which I guess means they're ready to go in 5 minutes. I think that's what Alert 5 means. So so that they're just all ready to launch. As soon as they need them, they can go. Something like that. I sort of got thinking in my head, you know what? This is kind of what's happening, and it's very appropriate that Top Gun has this paradigm or idea in it of Alert 5, because this all happened very last minute that we weren't going to have this episode or record our normal episode. So I got this idea to come up with this new intro skit. We had a normal skit before, as I check my phone because stuff's going. We had the regular skit before. I think Paul said, "I feel the need," and Katek said, "The need for speed," and they did a fake clap. Anyway, I had this idea to do a new intro. Long story short, too late. And so I'm taking this sequence, which I'll play for you from Top Gun, and reworking it, redoing the dialogue, doing sound and sound design and effects to make it match this, but be appropriate for our show. So here's what the original sequence is. After an ad, apparently. Okay. Oh, and there is there are S words. So if you don't want to hear S words, I apologize. It's like one or two.
Right left! I'm hit! We're coming apart! I can't control it! 092, 20, we're going down! What's been hit? Shit! What's been hit? Voodoo 1, what's been hit? We've lost Hollywood.
I'm hoping you can see the YouTube that I'm playing now.
Maverick on alert 5. Get a bearing on Hollywood and Wolfman, and launch the rescue helicopter immediately.
Okay, so that's the sequence. No, I don't want you to replay.
Dead ahead now, 8 miles. Bullet, you got him?
You can stop now. Okay. Anyway. Okay, good. I'm glad you could see that. So what I'm doing now, what this stream is about is essentially me using this. This is called a digital audio workstation that I'm using. Essentially, it's how I edit the podcast. And so I'm putting together sounds from the movie and sounds that we're going to record, sort of putting them all together, doing sound design work on them to make the things I record for, as replacements sound similar to the original recording. So if I go back, this is what I have so far. And just, I don't know if, come on, Francisco, go back to the beginning. Oh, it is there. Okay. I don't know if it's going to be readily apparent in this, but what I'm trying to convey down here, well, I'll see if you can get what I'm trying to convey, but I have this false intro of like, we're going to do Toy Story. It's just going along just like normal, and then you'll see what happens. Somebody poisoned the water hole on this episode of the Retro Rewind podcast.
Right left! I'm hit! We're coming apart! I can't control it! 092, 20, we're going down! What's been hit? Shit! What's been hit? Voodoo 1, what's been hit? We've lost Hollywood. Repeat, we've lost Hollywood. We've lost Hollywood.
Launch Maverick on alert 5.
Okay, launch Maverick on alert 5, and now I just recorded my intro dialogue, so I'm gonna have that play too. Go back a little bit here.
Launch Maverick on alert 5.
Nice. I may up my voice a little bit there. But then I just have this underlying the score part under here. So I'm going to have that going for a little bit. Then me and Katek are going to have an interchange that we're going to record later. That's actually references the beginning of the movie. And then back here where they're saying like, Wood's been hit. Wood's been hit. I've lost Hollywood. Repeat, or Voodoo 1, Voodoo 1. Wood's been hit. Wood's been hit. I'm going to have the guy, I'm asking the guys from Feelin' Film Podcast to record that sort of Iceman and Slider dialogue, saying, let's see, what's my script say? So I have Voodoo 1, Retro's hit. We've lost Rewind. Repeat, we've lost Rewind. We've lost our Wingcast, as in podcast Wingcast. Then I think I'm just going to have Strickland say launch Maverick on Alert 5, because I asked around if there's anyone that does a Strickland impression that I could have it say launch Katek on Alert 5, since he's the one I'm going to be having dialogue with, but nothing so far. So I'm just going to have Katek pretend that his call sign is Maverick, essentially. So then I have my dun-dun, the score, then my change in ground control dialogue. Then I'm going to have Katek say, like, I'm not sure how I want to put this. The line is, Maverick Supersonic, I'll be there in 30 seconds. I kind of have Maverick Chronosonic, which doesn't really make any sense. But if you guys have any ideas for something that's time related that could replace supersonic to sort of convey it's really going really fast, I'm willing to listen. But I have be there in 30 milliseconds. Then later on, I have him say, after a little bit, and the music is still going at this point, "Ain't you boys seen a time continuum around here?" And then I'm going to say something like, "Maverick, so glad you found us. I was in a 4G quantum dive with our next movie, and something hit us off course. We need repairs and recalibration." And then what do I have him say? "I can repair, but the nearest movie I can get you to is Top Gun. So just stay on my wing, and I'll take you all the way in." And then that's where I would play the real intro with Alice doing Top Gun. So that's what I'm going for with all of that. Oh, and Paul, I want you to say break left. That's up here. And then, me and Paul would essentially be Hollywood and Wolfman. Paul would say, break left, or maybe break flux. And then I'm going to say, I'm hit. We're coming out of the time stream. I can't control it. So I'll record that part later. But that's kind of what I'm going for with all of that. I hope that explains it a bit, Peter. So it's not like, what is this? I don't know what I'm looking at. These are just different tracks of all the different bits of audio. So I was going to go back here and increase my volume a little bit so I can hear myself better. Okay, Peter's asking, so how long does it take you to finish the edit? Well, I don't normally do something like this. This can take as long as I want it to take. But just a normal podcast episode, I can usually edit in about one and a half times the length of the podcast. So if it's like an hour, it usually takes me an hour and a half. Or if it's up to 2 hours, it can take me, 3 hours? Something like that. It may be a little bit longer, but it's pretty quick that I can edit, because I have this digital audio workstation, as opposed to I was using GarageBand before, and it would take so long to do stuff. But now, last year we did a Teespring campaign where we sold T-shirts, and we got enough profit from that I was able to get this software, and it's helped so much to have that. So that's helped decrease the time. Let's see. Paul says Maverick Turbo Mode. I'll be there in 30 seconds. Yeah, except I don't think it should be 30 seconds. Turbo Mode, maybe Turbo Mode. Is that like a callback to Street Fighter, Paul? Is that what you're thinking? But 30 seconds, if you're in your own time machine, I'm envisioning Katek is in this Alert 5 DeLorean. So if he's in a time machine, it really shouldn't take any time at all. I can't understand half of what's being said with the distortion effect. See one of my previous... Oh, good to know. Well, and I don't mean it to be super apparent what's being said. It's more of like an Easter egg. Yeah, I heard that in Jumanji. Congrats on that. Oh. You're all the way up to Jumanji? Man, you're just plowing through these. But thank you. Let's see. Okay, so a bit too much distortion. I guess I could bring that down a bit. I forget, which way do I want it? More dry? I think more dry. So let's try here. Let's solo.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul.
Let's see.
Get a time lock on. Get a time lock on.
Okay, so I need to go up more.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately. Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately. Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
Okay, I think I like that. Exactly, Street Fighter reference. Nice. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's so awesome that you're re-listening to. I know I've said that before, but I think that's so cool that you're going through our back catalog. I only know of, other than me and Paul. I think me and Paul have listened to every episode because we're vain that way, or at least I am. But I know of only one other person that has at least said that they've listened through every episode. So you're in a very select club, Peter. Paul says it's not supposed to be clear, then it really doesn't matter. That's true. I want it to be clear enough though that if someone goes back and listens, like they can, if they want to figure out what it is, they can. Street Fighter 5, I just play with Zangief. What? Zangief? I wrestle bear. That's fine. I could never get his 360 degree pile driver. I mean, if I button mash, I can get that, but I could never achieve that special move with him. I don't know if all the special moves in Street Fighter past Street Fighter 3 are the same, but you can let me know if they are. Anyway, let's hear this now with the music.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
Yeah, I think that's a decent mix. I'm good with that. All right. Now I think, let's see, what's the next part? Record. Let's see. I think I'll wrap this up in about 15 minutes. Let's see. Peter says, I just keep forgetting to comment on classic, nostalgic, or tragic. I will go and do that for every episode I have listened to. Oh, wow. You certainly do not have to do that, but that's awesome if you want to. Yeah, you need to practice on that 360, referring to Zangief. I have to jump and do it or use a skill and then combo it with the 360. Oh, that makes sense. Then you're sort of locked in. If you're doing a skill that keeps you from jumping, then you can... Okay, that makes sense. I'll be there in 30 button mashes. Oh... Maverick Super Turbo. I'll be there in 30 button mashes. I think that's awesome comedically, Paul. I wonder if that works. I guess it doesn't really have to be so specific to a DeLorean, him being in a DeLorean. Let's see. What sort of things does Doc Brown say? Great Scott, this is heavy. I have no concept of time. I'm trying to think of things that we could work in with seconds, like 30 seconds or some time reference that Doc might say. Well, for now, I'll put in that because that is funny. I'll be there in 30 button mashes. Okay. Maverick Super Turbo. I'll be there in 30 button mashes. Let's see. I don't know if I have enough time to record my dialogue. Let's see here. What is it going to say? Yeah, I'm going to do this stuff with Katek when we can actually play off each other. I'll be there in 30 headbutts to the steering wheel. I'll go with 30 button mashes for now, but thanks, Paul. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. I think I will record. Here are my options. Record. I'm hit. We're coming out of the time stream. I can't control it. Either recording that or looking for a missile sound to put in, because given where the missile explosion is at when they hit Hollywood and Wolfman's F-14, they start when the resonance or the leftover sound of the explosion, they're not talking over the initial impact, but the sort of the leftovers of that explosive sound they're starting to talk over. So it wouldn't really work for me to keep the same explosion. So I'm trying to find an explosion of one of the other MiGs to put in its place and then talk over that, because there are ones that don't have any dialogue over them. So those are the two things I have to do still, that I want to accomplish tonight. Given my voice, it's kind of rough. Maybe that'll work for recording. Let me listen to it again.
Break left! I'm hit! We're coming apart!
I think I need to hyperventilate. I think that might help me here. I'm hit. We're coming apart. Let's see, what's my lines? I'm hit. We're coming apart. No, not we're coming apart. We're coming out of the time stream. That's kind of wordy. As opposed to we're coming apart. We're losing time sync. We're losing time stream. Excuse me. I'm hit. We're coming out of the time stream. I guess that works. Because there's other dialogue in there that I'm not going to have. Okay. Let me get ready here. Okay. Oh, open up QuickTime. Otherwise, there's no point in doing this. Don't save. Don't save. New movie recording. New audio recording. There we go. All right. Let's see. You don't need to hear that. I'm sorry. I'm sure that looks very funny. I'm hit. We're coming apart. I'm hit. We're coming out of the time stream. I can't control it. I'm hit. We're coming out of the time stream. I can't control it. I'm hit. We're coming out of the time stream. I can't. Dang it, that was so close. I'm hit. We're coming out of the time stream. I can't control it. I think that was actually pretty good. Okay, we'll go with that. Man, I'm so lightheaded right now. Oh my goodness. Maverick responding. I'll be there in 30 drags. You had me until drags. I don't get what you're talking about there. Oh, frags. Oh, that makes more sense. I'm like, he's not smoking. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, I kind of like that. Maverick respawning. I'll be there in 30 drags. Again, but not time related. I love these, Paul, but they're not time related at all. they're very much game related, and it's not like Katek is the game correspondent. So, you're giving me gold, but I don't know if I can use it. Just because I have this blockage of it has to make sense in this little skit, which maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm holding on too tight. I've lost the edge. I know you've only seen Top Gun once, Paul. I don't know if you've rewatched it since, but I know you've only seen it like once or maybe twice. So all my lines there are probably like, "What are you talking about, Francisco?" FXR as I think that's Hollywood. Hollywood, you're looking good. Going after Viper. Save. Katek was there for TMNT Arcade and GoldenEye, and also Super Street Fighter 2. So that's a good point. All right. Okay, where is the dialogue for We're Coming Apart?
Break left!
Okay, break left. Someone is texting me. What is it? Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay, right there. Zoom in there. I think it's right about here, actually. Whoa. Okay, so let's bring in me. I don't want ripple editing on at all. Bring in a new track. Let's make some of these smaller here that are already locked, essentially. That one too. Okay. And where's my thing? Okay, we got That's Hollywood on the new track. Ripple editing off. Okay. And I want a single ripple edit on. Oh, yeah. Peter's asking if we have a GoldenEye episode. Yes, we did. It was a combo episode, sort of our special one for our 100th episode. We covered both GoldenEye, the movie, and the game. So essentially the first half is the movie and the second half is the game. I think I have the time codes in on the site. Let's double check that because I'm curious now. /100. Once you scroll past all the hosts. Yes, it is there. Yeah, by all means listen. Also, pro tip, this isn't indicated anywhere, but it is kind of cool. It's kind of like a secret thing. If you start listening to, if you're on the website, it may work in different in certain podcatcher or podcast players, but I know on the website it works. If you're starting to listen to the show, also
let's get right into episode 1.
Also, this was also a great testament to me working on sound design, the whole thing we did with our episode 100. But if you're listening here and click on a time code down here, let's say you only wanted to listen to the GoldenEye episode, you could click on the time code itself, and it'll jump right to there, and it'll just play there. So I think this will be the GoldenEye trailer now. Yeah. Okay. Enough of that. Anyway, so I would imagine you want to listen to this the whole episode. I am especially proud of the intro for episode 100. That, Star Fox 64, and hopefully this Top Gun one, I will be especially proud of the intros. But if maybe you just don't have a lot of time, you just want to listen to the GoldenEye part, or don't care about the movie so much, you can skip by doing that. All right, what's this new one, Paul? Let's see here. Maverick Supersonic. I'll be there as soon as I can get away from this curly chick. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh. Oh my word, Paul. That was crazy. I got stinging tears from that. I hope you're happy. Oh my goodness. How am I supposed to edit when I can't see? Oh my goodness. Anyone who, if you're a fan of the show and have listened to, I think, when did that start, Paul? Was that with our Groundhog Day episode, I think? Yeah, with Andy McDowell. If you've listened to that episode, totally getting off track of what the stream was supposed to be. That's okay. That's part of the fun. Groundhog. What episode is that? So, Peter, I probably haven't gotten this far yet to Groundhog Day, but Katek goes off on not liking women with curly hair, or at least maybe just not liking the curly hairstyle on women. So, and that's been sort of a running gag on the show since then. So that's why Paul's comment just totally tickled me. I may use that, Paul. I'm going to put it in. If Katek wants to go with that, then I'm willing to concede to that, even though it has nothing to do with Top Gun, video games. It's very much just a fan, Retro Rewind podcast fan service thing. Let's see. Them inside jokes, yes. Hopefully you will get all of them by the time you've gone through all the episodes, Peter. Groundhog Day, maybe Back to the Future. No, it was Groundhog Day because Andy McDowell, he specifically didn't like that hair. He also didn't like Elizabeth. I'm totally blanking on Claire's name. But yeah, the main love interest there. Back to editing. Let's get this part done, and then we'll be done with the stream here. Zoom out. Okay. So let's find which part of this I actually want. Take those off. Oh yeah, let me put a marker there so I know where to go. Insert marker. What will I call this one? This is, what is this? FXR as Hollywood. All right. Now I can move the playhead.
Come on, time stream.
Whoa. What is going on? Oh, I don't want the air traffic. Is that still on solo? Oh, yeah. Okay. Take that off. Solo. Okay.
Come on, time stream.
Oh, yeah. I need to mix it to mono. There we go.
Come on, time stream. I can't.
Dang it. That was so close. Oh, here we go. Here's the one I want. S. Not all the tracks, just this one. Francisco, geez. Okay, there we go. And with Ripple Edit, this, I can delete this, and this will pop back to the beginning. Bam. All right. Right where I want it, hopefully. Now let's see if that syncs up to about where the actor says it in the movie.
Right left!
I'm hit. Coming out the time stream. I can't control it.
That is pretty good. So I won't have that extra bit. It'll just go. Maybe I'll start myself later a bit. It's not so close to the explosion, but yeah, that's pretty good. I think I'm going to add the same effect, just not quite as heavy that I add to air traffic to me. But I noticed that something's going on down here with the Toy Story intro. Why is that repeating? Did I do something funny down here? Did I move this accidentally? Oh no. Somebody poisoned the water hole on this episode of the Retro Rewind podcast. Oh no, that's right. Yeah, I don't know why I was worried.
Right left!
Boom.
I'm hit. Coming out of the time stream. I can't control it.
Okay. Yeah, and let's add the effect, which was just something. Distortion, I think? Or was it, yeah, it's probably distortion. Yes, that's what it was. But I want it to be much clearer. And Christy is home. I think that's what this was. Somebody. No. This Francisco. Over here. Yeah, that's it. Wait, is that it? Oh. That looks different. Where's my, oh yeah. No. That's not it. Okay, but what was this one? Distortion fuzz. Oh, okay. Watch out for the fuzz. Pretty soon you'll see Christy coming in. So I'm actually going to hide the camera for a second because sometimes she doesn't want to be seen on camera. So I'm going to point it at the computer, I think, itself. So I'll put that back once Christy's passed by. Oh yeah, so I was working on this distortion and just doing the same thing. Distortion fuzz. Okay. I have the camera pointed away. Okay, click that. And now let's see here. I think I want this to be very dry. So it's only going to have a little distortion. And the wetness, let's go down to -2. Okay.
Out of the time stream.
That's a bit much still. So maybe something like that.
I'm hit. Coming out of the time.
Let me hear it by itself.
I'm hit. Coming out of the time stream. I can't.
Let's make the shape less so.
I'm hit. Coming out of the time stream. I can't control it.
Yeah, there we go. Just a little bit, which is perfect. And let's since apparently that's I recorded that very loud. Let's reduce the gain on it.
I'm hit. Coming out of the time stream. I can't control it.
With an explosion sound, that's probably going to be even more amplified. So let's bring that down to 30. All right, and I'm going to point the camera back at myself. Hopefully I'm still centered. Whoa. Hopefully. Because I don't have the windows showing me where I am. Okay. And let's close this. Okay. So I think I'm pretty much done. Let's hear how it sounds with this all together. And we'll go from there. Or I mean, we'll be done for the evening. Okay. So, and I guess for this track up here, I will decrease the volume at the marker. Yes. So that you only will hear me, essentially. Volume. Click. And click there, I guess. Decrease that down all the way. Up until about, well, wherever I'm done, I guess. So there and there. Bring that back up to 0. All right. Let's listen to the magic. Somebody poisoned the water hole on this episode of the Retro Rewind podcast.
Right left!
I'm hit. We're coming out of the time stream. I can't control it.
20, we're going down! What's been hit? Shit! What's been hit? Voodoo one, what's been hit? We've lost Hollywood. Repeat, we've lost Hollywood. We've lost Hollywood, baby.
Launch Maverick on alert 5.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean immediately.
The only my only thing is I feel like this comes in just a little too quickly. So I'm going to just move it over just a little bit, like right there, just a hair.
Alert 5.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul and launch the Alert 5 DeLorean.
I think that's a little better, but maybe just a little bit more.
Alert 5.
Get a time lock on Francisco and Paul.
Yeah, I think that's okay. All right. Well, that's all for now. Thank you so much, Peter and Paul, for joining this the stream. I guess we are only missing Mary. Do you want to say hi? It's Peter, who's a fan of the show, and Paul.
Hello.
The camera's right there.
Oh, hello.
All right. So thank you, and yeah, and again, Peter, thank you for listening through all the episodes. That's totally awesome. And
I was your favorite, right?
Just kidding.
wow. Have a good night, Paul. If I don't talk to you before, hopefully I will, but if I don't, happy early birthday. Peter says hi. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for watching, Peter, even though this wasn't something that you're necessarily into,
He already said that. You already said that.
Already
You
said
already said thanks for watching.
this is delayed though.
I know. That's why he's saying, sure, no problem, because you already said thanks for watching. Even though you already said it. That's why he said, sure, no problem.
Okay, fair enough. I will be playing Cave Story next Friday though, with all the voices, and I think I finally got the streaming figured out that it'll actually be not laggy. So we'll pray that persists. Anyway, have a good night, guys. Bye. And stop the stream.